Here, I will tell you one to get you in the mood. A bunny rabbit and a chick went frolicking in the grass together on a sunny day.
A chick? Baby chicken? And a what?
Forgot myself for a moment. Sorry. Let me make it more appropriate for you. A piece of wet slime and a disgusting crab thing with 17 legs slunk across the rocks together on an insufferably rainy day. Is that better?
I suppose. Is the story over?
Oh, it hasn't started yet.
The rhythm got inside of Kaladin. It seemed to shake the entire room.
What do you see?
I don't...
Close your eyes, idiot!
Kaladin closed his eyes.
This is stupid.
What do you see?
He's playing with me. They say that's what he does. He's supposedly Sigzil's old mentor. So, shouldn't I earn a reprieve by helping out his apprentice?
Kaladin saw in his mind.
A race. That's the song of a man who is running.
In the driest part of the brightest day, the man set off from the eastern sea. And where he went or why he ran, the answer comes from you to me.
He ran from the storm.
The man was Fleet, whose name you know. He's spoken of in song and lore, the fastest man e'er known to live, the surest feet e'er known to roam. In time long past, in times I've known, he raced the herald Chanarach. He won that race as he did each one, but now the time for defeat had come. For Fleet so sure, and Fleet the quick, to all that heard he yelled his goal, to beat the wind and race a storm. A claim so brash, a claim too bold. To race the wind? It can't be done. Undaunted, Fleet was set to run. So to the east there went our Fleet. Upon the shore his mark was set. The storm grew strong, the storm grew wild. Who was this man all set to dash? No man should tempt the god of storms. No fool has ever been so rash.
In his mind's eye, Kaladin saw the race.
Fleet, a barefooted man.
Wit claimed all knew of him, but Kaladin had never heard of such a story.
Lanky, tall, with tied-back long hair that goes to his waist. He takes his mark on the shore, leaning forward in a running posture, waiting as the storm wall thunders and crashes across the sea toward him.
Fleet tore off just in front of an angry, violent wall of water, lightning, and wind-blown rocks.
At first, Fleet did well.
O'er rock and grass our Fleet did run. He leaped the stones and dodged the trees, his feet a blur, his soul a sun. The storm so grand, it raged and spun. But away from it our Fleet did run. The lead was his, the wind behind. Did man now prove that storms could lose? Through land he ran so quick and sure, and Alethkar he left behind. But now the test he saw ahead, for mountains he would have to climb. The storm surged on, released a howl. It saw its chance might now approach. To the highest mounts and the coldest peaks our hero Fleet did make his way. The slopes were steep and paths unsure. Would he maintain his mighty lead?
Obviously not. You can never stay ahead. Not for long.
No! The storm grew close, till it chewed his heels. Upon his neck, Fleet felt its chill. Its breath of ice was all around, a mouth of night and wings of frost. Its voice was of the breaking rocks. Its song was of the crashing rain.
Kaladin could feel it. Icy water seeping through his clothing, wind buffeting his skin, a roar so loud that soon he could hear nothing at all. He'd been there. He'd felt it.
Then the tip he reached, the point he found. Fleet climbed no more. He crossed the peak, and down the side his speed returned. Outside the storm, Fleet found the sun. Aesir's plains were now his path. He sprinted west, more broad his stride.
But he was growing weak. No man can run that far without getting tired, even Fleet.
Yet soon the race its toll did claim. His feet like bricks, his legs like cloth. In gasps our runner drew his breath. The end approached, the storm outdone. but slowly did our hero run.
More mountains. Shinovar.
A final challenge raised its head, a final shadow to his dread. The land did rise up once again, the misted mountains guarding Shin. To leave the storming winds behind, our fleet again began to climb.
The storm called up.
The storms again came to his back, the winds again did spin around. The time was short, the ending near, as through those mounts our fleet did dash. It was right upon him, even going down the other side of the mountains, he was unable to stay very far ahead. He crossed the peaks, but lost his lead. The last paths lay before his feet, but strength he'd spent, and might he'd lost. Each step was toil, each breath in pain. A sunken land he crossed with grief, the grass so dead it did not move. But here the storm it too did wilt, with thunder lost and lightning spent. The drops slipped down, now weak as wet, for Shin is not a place for them. Ahead the sea, the race's end. Fleet stayed ahead, his muscles raw, eyes barely saw, legs barely walked, but on he went to destiny. The end, you know, the end will live. A shock for men, to me you'll give.
Wit waited for Kaladin's reply.
Enough of this. He died. He didn't make it. The end.
Kaladin opened his eyes, looking toward Wit.
Is he angry that I've made such a conclusion to the story?
Wit stared at him, instrument still in his lap.
He doesn't seem angry.
So, you do know this story?
What? I thought you were making it up.
No, you were.
Then what is there to know?
All stories told have been told before. We tell them to ourselves, as did all men who ever were, and all men who ever will be. The only things new are the names.
So, Fleet. Was he real?
As real as I am.
And he died? Before he could finish the race?
He died.
Wit smiled.
What?
Kaladin rose to his feet.
Upon that land of dirt and soil, our hero fell and did not stir. His body spent, his strength undone, Fleet, the hero, was no more. The storm approached and found him there. It stilled and stopped upon its course. The rains they fell, the winds they blew, but forward they could not progress. For glory lit and life alive, for goals unreached and aims to strive, all men must try, the wind did see. It is the test, it is the dream. So in that land of dirt and soil, our hero stopped the storm itself. And while the rain came down like tears, our fleet refused to end this race. His body dead, but not his will. Within those winds, his soul did rise. It flew upon the day's last song to win the race and claim the dawn. Past the sea and past the waves, our fleet no longer lost his breath. Forever strong, forever fast, forever free to race the wind.
Kaladin gave it a moment. Wit looked at his instrument, a proud smile on his lips. Finally, he tucked his instrument under his arm, took his bag and sword, and walked toward the doorway out.
What does it mean?
It's your story. You decide.
But you already knew it.
I know most stories, but I'd never told this one before. What does it mean, Kaladin of Bridge 4? Kaladin Storm-blessed?
The storm caught him.
The storm catches everyone, eventually. Does it matter?
I don't know.
Good. Then you have something to think about.